Welcome to You Name It.
What's
There's
up,
a different way to
guys?
say it.
Hola, Jerry.
Hello, Davin. What's new this week with you?
Oh, did you enjoy your week off?
Did you enjoy your week off?
I did. I was running around like crazy all week. It's been
While we were gone, we got both voted the best podcast again.
again, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
It keeps happening over and over again.
I know, it's crazy. I don't really know what to do about that.
Yeah, Jerry and I were way too busy last week. So we ended up deciding other shows do this, so we might as well. So we decided to air an older episode and take the week off because we just could not
Yep.
find time to do a show.
No, it's getting pretty busy around there. I don't even know what to say about that. I don't want to sit and dwell on the fact that we weren't with everybody last week, but we're with them now.
Yes, we are. So what do you got for me this week, Jerry?
I don't know. Do you want to start with an Athens messenger?
Athens Messenger.
Do you remember we were reading the
Oh,
police stories from
I've got one.
Mark's?
Yep, I've got one for you too, but I don't know where it took place. But go ahead. Let's hear one of the Athens Messenger police reports in Athens, Ohio.
Yes. Athens, Ohio. This is what they consider crime. 6:29 p.m. Pearlwood Road, Albany. The Athens County Sheriff's Office received a report of a juvenile problem. Deputies arrived on the scene and learned that the juvenile had ran away, possibly to a relative's house. Deputies were able to locate the juvenile and transported him back to his mother's house. Deputies explained... All right, we're not done yet. Deputies
Go ahead.
Deputies explained the importance of listening to his parents, and the juvenile agreed there would be no further issues. Case closed.
And they locked him up for a week.
No, they did nothing. It seems in Athens, Ohio, they do nothing to criminals.
Oh no.
It's all ridiculous, stupid stories.
Oh man, that's just bad. I
Like-
it reminds me though, my kids when did your kids ever run away when they were younger?
I think Mal did a runaway thing, but she ended up just sitting on the porch with her suitcase for 3 hours.
Waiting like the jerk, waiting for a car to pick her up or something, hitchhiking in front of the house.
Yep, exactly. That's so stupid. I got another one for you. Sent it to me today. These are all very short.
Okay.
8:13 p.m., 15 Cross Street, The Plains. Units were called for a male who had left his girlfriend's home with a van they share. The female was not wishing to file charges, but was upset the male left without saying goodbye, and she asked that he be located.
Oh God.
I know, this is what passes for crime news
Oh my
In-
God.
in Athens, Ohio. That's hilarious.
Well, mine, I don't have the report in front of me, but what it was is a police report. Police are called to a restaurant on Bagley Road and such, when a silent alarm was triggered. Upon investigation, they found a back door open. Officer John Bonham, or whatever his name is,
John Bonham from Led Zeppelin.
I don't have the article in front of me, so I'm making up shit. But he enters the restaurant and calls out, "Marco!"
Really?
The suspect was captured and charged with criminal trespass and breaking and entering when he replied, "Polo!"
Criminals are stupid.
They are.
Drinking my Poison Diet Mountain Dew right now. You're drinking your
My
Tito's vodka drink, I'm sure.
Yep, with Red Bull. It gives me wings.
The only way to do it, I think next time you should get some Adderall and crush it up and put it in there too.
Oh, that sounds good. Maybe
That'll keep you up all night long.
little codeine in there.
You don't want to mix them all up. You're either going to go stimulant or non. What are you, speedballing?
Yeah, you go through the ups and the downs, like my golf game. Up and down, just all over the fucking place.
That's chase it around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have a hero in our family.
You do? Who?
My my soon-to-be nephew-in-law. Do people do that? Do they? It's my niece's fiance. So if they get married, will he be my nephew-in-law?
Um, yeah, well, yeah, I guess so.
Oh yeah, I don't know the rules. Anyway, he works in the town where my parents live. He's a police officer
Okay.
in Everett, Michigan.
Okay, that's why you were at Everett a few weeks ago.
It wasn't because of him. We went up there for a pig roast.
Okay.
But, anyway, this was in their newspaper about him.
Okay.
An Everett police officer recently gave a helping hand to a skunk whose appetite got it into a tight spot.
Okay.
Officer Patrick McClure said he was driving down the rails to Trails Path around 2:30 a.m. August 5th doing property checks when a skunk approached him with a Yoplait yogurt cup stuck on its head.
Okay.
He was initially wary of my actions, McClure said, regarding his efforts to remove the cup, but eventually I was able to use a traffic cone that was in the back of my car to press down on the cup and get it off. McClure said after he removed the cup, the skunk left the scene without further incident.
Didn't spray him.
No, but this is weird too because when I read that story, I don't remember, I guess it was on Facebook. Lisa had not heard of it. And I told her, and she's going, "No way!" So she's freaking out because apparently back in the 90s sometime when she was younger, her and her friend Amy did the exact same thing. Removed a Yoplait yogurt cup off of the head of a baby skunk.
Oh, God.
Same brand and everything. How could it be the same brand? In one family, they did the same exact thing. Unless there's just like a rash of baby skunks with Yoplait yogurt cups on their head,
Well,
like it's the new Zika virus.
Maybe that's why, maybe that's why all these models and everything eat yogurt. And you ever see when they get to the bottom of the cup, they're like scooping for like 20 minutes trying to get the last little fucking bit of yogurt out. Maybe that's why.
That's because they're starving.
Well, or because they don't want a skunk to stick its face in there and eat the rest and get it stuck on their head. I don't know.
Right. So if I have to choose logically between skunk protectors and hungry models, I think I'm going to vote for hungry models.
Yeah, I think you're right. My theory is flawed.
Protectors. No, it's a good theory, though. It's just a thought exercise.
I saved a baby once. Did I ever tell you that story?
Like a human baby?
A human baby.
Was it a Asian baby on an airplane?
No, it was not.
Oh.
I like them, though. They're so cute.
I like them. They're cute.
No, I was driving down 11 Mile Road in Berkeley, Michigan, on the border of Huntington Woods. And 11 Mile Road is a 4-lane road, so it's got its fair share of traffic.
Yeah.
And in my lane is one of those jogging stroller carts. So I stopped. I put my flashers on. I went to the cart, grabbed it, went to wheel it up the driveway that it rolled down. There's nobody there. I look in the freaking baby. The baby's in there.
By itself.
By itself and sitting in the middle of the road. So I wheel up.
Wait. Can I guess what you did next? Let me guess, and then you tell me what happened,
Okay,
actually.
go ahead.
Here's my guess. You ran off to the side of the road, and you found, like, worms and dead animals and stuff, and then you chewed them up, and then you fed the baby like a bird.
Yep, like Bill feeding me his Thai food.
Right, exactly.
Regurgitated Bill Thai food.
Yes,
No.
baby bird feeding. I can't remember how that started, but tell me what you did with the baby, then tell me how that baby bird feeding started, because I can't remember that.
So I ended up, I walked up the driveway, because it was obvious what driveway it rolled down. And went to the door, rang the doorbell, and the lady answers on her phone. And she's got, not her cell phone, she's got one of those kitchen phones with the long fucking cord.
She walks out with it all wrapped around herself.
And she's got the phone in her ear, and she's just kind of like, I'm bothering her. And she's in her yoga pants and her workout outfit. She must have just got home from a jog. The kitchen phone rang. I don't know who has a fucking home landline anymore. But she probably just left the baby in the driveway, ran in to get the phone, and, oh, Helen, la, la, la. how's it going? I just got back from my jog. And the baby rolls out in the street.
Yep.
So didn't even get a thank you because she didn't even get off the phone.
No, you know what probably happened because she was so confused. What happened was she ran up to her driveway with her kid, and then she heard that weird noise, and she ran into the house to try and figure out what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then she realized that thing on the wall was a phone, so she picked it up and tried to talk to whoever it was, and it was the first time she ever knew what that was.
Yeah.
Because they don't exist anymore.
Well, I'm just lucky it wasn't like back in the 80s when I was driving around with Peshla or Paul or any of those guys or Dave, or because we would have saw the baby cart in the street, we would have said, fuck that, and we would have hit it.
Yeah, that would have been great.
And then...
is that when you guys were out wilding?
Yeah, well, we had Dave one time, his dad's brand new Buick. And he's going to be pissed that I told this story, but he can fuck off.
Nice.
I'm sure.
You treat the listeners well.
I'm sure I'll get a message from him. No, we were driving back to his house, and Paul looks at him, and he's in his dad's brand new Buick, and Paul looks at him and goes, Dave, you never get rowdy. Dave pulls into his subdivision, and it's garbage day, and proceeds to get up on the lawn and hit every garbage can down the street. It was
great.
It was working out great with the plastic ones, but then he started hitting the metal ones.
With his dad's car?
His dad's brand new car. And then he just parked the car in the driveway, closed the garage door, and dealt with the consequences the next day.
Was there consequences, or did he go, I don't know what happened. Somebody must have messed with the car when I wasn't looking.
Well, the thing is, when you start listen to old stories, we all have a different memory of it. And Paul remembers that the windshield was completely smashed. I remember that the headlight and the blinker and the whole front bumper was dented. And Dave remembers there's no damage at all. So somewhere in between all those three stories is the truth.
Yeah, I'm sure. I used to do the whole block lawn job where I would just drive as fast as I could down everybody's lawn, all the way down the block. Yeah, you go up the driveway because you want to be careful. So you go up the driveway and then you turn into the first front yard and just drive the entire block down through everybody's front yard.
Yep.
With my dad's car.
It happens.
Florida.
I had another buddy, Dave, came down our street in his Volkswagen Golf, and he lost control and spun out on my front lawn, and my dad was livid. The lawn was all tore up. No one knew who did it, and years later I found out it was Dave.
No. Anyway, I think I remember what happened with baby bird feeding.
Okay.
Does your son listen to the show?
No, he doesn't.
Okay, good. Because we were at lunch, something we like to call Pad Thai Thursday.
Yes.
Where we always go and eat Pad Thai on Thursdays. And Bill was with us. Mm-hmm. Listener Bill Christensen, spelled correctly, was hanging out with us. And we all had Pad Thai food.
Yes.
Davin was packing a to-go thing, one of those little styrofoam deals, and Bill didn't want his, so Davin took his and mixed it in.
Right, so I got chicken.
After Bill's mung lips were all over the
You get your mung lips off my food.
Right. So that just started the whole spur of things. And Davin's saying, don't worry about it. Kendall's going to eat it anyway.
Exactly.
So then we started making jokes about Bill just coming to the house and chewing up the food and bird feeding it to him. Like, can you imagine old Gray Balls Bill baby bird feeding your kids?
Oh, my God. And he is so goddamn lazy lately. Oh, my God.
I know. Bill is so lazy. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, my kid.
He's already going to be mad because I said Gray Balls.
He should be on the cover of Gray Balls magazine. He brought the joke up. We're just going with it.
It's his joke, exactly. But he's probably mad right now in his car driving to work swearing.
AARP.
Those motherfuckers never should have said that.
AARP has an article about Gray Balls, and it's featuring Bill Christensen spelled the right way.
Yeah. He actually, I heard it that he was responding to a joke about him being old, and he said that month he was going to be the centerfold or the cover of what was it? Gray Balls magazine.
Yep.
Bill. I love that Bill guy. He's hilarious.
And that was the same time he told me the story about his little ball air conditioner invention idea. God.
Oh, yeah, you said that one on the show, didn't you?
Yeah, he had a great one years and years ago. He had a great invention. It was and he did a patent search on it and found out that Blaupunk owned the rights to it. But his idea was a ducking system for car stereos. So when you're driving, if a police car comes by, it'll send out a signal and it'll automatically duck your radios and also tell you what direction the emergency vehicle's coming from.
Yes. For those that don't know, ducking means it lowers the volume.
I thought it was a brilliant idea.
It was, yeah. It was a good safety thing.
Evidently, Blaupunk thought it was a brilliant idea, too, because they patented it. Sorry, Bill.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
You lose, but you know what about that? You know what I like about that idea the most?
What?
It's the tits, man.
It's the tits.
People say that, and I don't know why, and I didn't tell you this, because this has been a topic of conversation on and off for a while.
Okay.
When people would go, dude, that's tits. You know that new movie? That's tits, man. And I'm like, why do they say it? What does that even mean? Up north on that weekend of the pig roast, last weekend, I believe it was, where we missed the show, my oldest daughter, Mallory, her boyfriend, Nick, was sitting on the couch across the room. He has no idea what we talk about at work.
Yeah.
And she said something to him, or somebody said something to him, like, you know, hey, we're going to have this kind of pie or something at the party later on. And he goes, that's titties, man. Titties. And I'm like, when people still say it.
Wow. So how come
I don't know.
That's gray balls doesn't come up, you know?
How come what? Gray balls what?
How come we don't use, hey, that's gray balls? Why did it become that's the tits?
I don't know. I guess because tits are cool and gray balls aren't.
I had a weird word one.
But wait a minute, tits are cool. We could kind of extrapolate that tits are kind of cool and all guys like tits. So
Yeah.
you're gonna relate that to a good thing. But then why do people say that's the shit?
Oh. Yeah, the shit has nothing. There's nothing good about shit.
No, it's the worst thing. It's all the way down at the bottom of all the things, and it's the worst one of them.
So how'd they make that positive?
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
And the only reason I'm asking you this is because I know that you know your shit.
I do know my shit. You're the shit, Jerry.
See? We did it again.
We're
We're using shit like it's that's right. You're the shit too. It's just
Jerry, you're the shit.
it's the positive. How are we turning positive shit into negative shit into positive shit? I don't get it.
I don't know. What were some of the other ones we came up with? Shit.
I don't know, but that shit is stupid. And I don't mean that it's the good kind of stupid or the good kind of dope. I mean it's stupid.
How about the whip? That shit's the whip.
That was the whip. I don't know where the whip came from.
I don't know.
Now they use it for cars, don't they?
Yeah.
Like take a look at my new whip.
Well, it used to be bitchin'. Remember, bitchin' was the big term. I wanted to know what's a wazoo?
A wazoo is your ass.
Is it, or is it your hoo ha?
Yeah. No, it's your ass.
Okay, so
A
when
wazoo.
someone says up the wazoo, everybody has a wazoo because everybody poops.
Yeah, so you can say that. That's like I can't even think of a word right now. It crosses all genders.
It sounds
it's
like
gender neutral.
It sounds like something that Whammo would make, though, doesn't it? The wazoo.
Yes.
Ladies and
The
gentlemen,
whammo, wazoo.
The wazoo, great for backyard parties. Slip and slide and the wazoo. Put them together, and you've got a all-night party.
That's right. The new
Speaking of
air blaster, the new fun air blaster by the wazoo by Whammo.
Whammo. They're the inventors of the frisbee too, right?
Were they I don't know if they were the inventors, but I think they had the rights to it. We can pretend that they invented it, though. You want to? Let's start.
Sure.
Frisbee by Whammo.
By Whammo frisbee.
I like the Duncan yo-yo.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the shit.
That is the shit. It's the whip too. It's bitchin'.
That bitchin' whip is the shit. So tell me this. So it's 1983,
Yes.
and your mom, Gloria, just got done yelling at you, and you went to school.
Okay.
And you walked in and you said, "Man, my stupid mom was bitching the whole time, just bitching at me the whole time." And someone said, "Hey, check out Peschla's new car." And you went, "Bitchin'." And you just turned it from bad into good somehow.
Yes. Just by saying bitchin'.
I don't understand English at all.
That's got to be confusing for people that aren't from this country. I
Yeah,
mean,
you're right.
I mean, when we had our guest a couple weeks ago, I had a hard time with the whole Spanish language with the male and female, because everything is either male or female. How do you fucking know what's male and female? You know,
They're smarter than we are.
is vodka male or female? Is Windex?
I don't think that.
Windex, is that male or female?
No, I don't-
La Windex or El Windex. I don't know. But-
No, it's who you're talking to, or talking about. It's not the product itself. It's not the object that's gender based. It's the words around that object, like
Okay.
you just said,
Yep.
like the L or the la.
Right, if you're referring to a female about it or a male. Okay, got it. But
Got it, I guess. I still don't know exactly how all that shit works, but I know that part of it, I guess.
coming from that to American English,
Yes.
it's like, plus all our slang, and then our different dialects. It's not dialects. It's more like, you got the different accents from the different regions. People from
Yeah.
other countries have to think we are fucked up. We are not the
It
shit.
must be hard. We're inadvertently smart for learning it. Those people are really super smart for learning it. Like that 7-Eleven guy who speaks half of it. He's
Yeah.
a pretty smart guy.
We're not the shit, though.
Especially if he says the shit, or if he says the bitchin' is the whip, or whatever we're saying. That fucking idiot. I hate that guy.
So what else you got, brother?
I was thinking we should do a service to all of our young listeners.
Okay.
And we should explain to them why the worst age to start a serious relationship is 20 years old.
Okay, why is that?
Because when you turn 21, it's going to be over. So you should just wait till you're like 23, probably.
Oh, God, I waited till I was like 30. See,
Yeah, because for all of you young people, let me spell it out for you. You find this fantastic person that you fall in love with, and you're both 20 years old. As soon as one of you turns 21, they're going to go to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then there'll be a whole new world out there.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't matter how much in love you were in high school and how long you stayed together. You're going to go out there and you're going to see all of those people who love you too.
And there's other tempting
And
things out there, yes.
Yeah, and it'll never last because either the first one in is going to be the first one out. If they both make it and hang on for a while when they're both 21, doesn't matter. Someone's going to find somebody else.
Right.
At the bar. And it'll be at the bar too. Because they're going to be out that night with their friends, the one night you didn't want to go hang out.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be all over. I've seen it many, many times. So, ladies and gentlemen, never start a serious relationship when you're close to turning 21. Never.
This has been a public service of the You Name It podcast, brought to you by Jerry Taylor and his opinion.
Brought to you by Jerry Taylor's Wazoo by Whammo.
Oh, man. I got a story for you.
Okay.
Okay, there's a guy in New Delhi. Did you hear this one?
I don't know. New Delhi's a pretty big place.
Anyway, he had a little bit of an issue. And he needed stomach surgery because his stomach was starting to hurt. And he didn't know how to tell the doctors, but he finally told the doctors. This man had this taste fetish, problem, phobia, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
He would swallow knives. He liked the taste of metal.
You mean like, not like a sideshow trick, he would just swallow them,
Right.
like
This
all
guy
the
was
way.
this guy was like a teacher or something like that. So
Okay.
so he would swallow pocket knives, little knives, hunting knives, stuff like that. So
Okay.
I don't know how he died, but this has been going on for almost 2 years, and
I don't know, I gotta guess.
so he went in and they did this emergency surgery. Guess how many knives they pulled out of this fucker's stomach?
Um, 21.
40 knives. 40
40
knives in
knives.
his stomach.
Did he just swallow his food whole and then punch himself in the stomach to kind of cut it up for himself?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
That's,
That's the only reason I can think of.
that's the only reason I can think of.
But here's what I'm thinking. They're going to do the surgery. They're going to remove all the knives, and he's just going to go back to eating knives.
I know. What can they do? What can they do to make that stop? He must have eaten these knives when they were closed.
There were some that they showed that couldn't be closed. Because they showed the stomach contents on a tray. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I got a 2-year stomach ache. I can't figure it out, but I can't quit swallowing knives either.
Hey, that's a new diet. Swallow knives. It fills me up.
And it stays full.
Exactly.
Can you imagine Can you imagine the pain that you'd have in the wazoo the first time you shit out a knife?
Oh yeah, that would be the shit.
Going overboard with that.
I know I had to, and that would bring a whole new meaning to Thai Food Thursday on Friday when it hits.
Yeah. All right, I got another one.
Okay.
I'm an old man. See.
Yes, you are. See.
You could tell by the way I said see.
See.
I'm an old man. See.
Get off my lawn.
I've figured out why all the young people have so many tattoos that cover their entire bodies.
Okay, why?
Because they're cold.
Tattoos don't keep you warm, Jerry.
That's kind of this is the shit that I think about when I'm like driving or something like that. I'm going, look at all those tattoos on that guy.
He
Man,
must be
he
really
have been
warm.
cold.
He must be really
Yeah.
warm now. Cranking the air on his car because he's got so many tattoos. Oh.
Yeah, but they get them. They get so many of them. Like even on the Big Brother show, there's one of the contestants has got tattoos covering his entire torso, and that used to be considered kind of out there. Now you see it everywhere. Everybody's got sleeves. I got a whole sleeve. I'm gonna do my whole leg too.
Our trainer today for the Medialon training that I was at, his whole arm was tatted up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
so
noticed
did he
that.
Did he just go sleeveless on that one side just because his arm was already warm enough?
He aimed that side towards the air conditioning vent. Yep.
So stupid.
Hey, I've got
These
something
people.
in my show notes that I don't remember what it was, but I know it was something funny we were talking about.
All right.
All it is hillbilly relative math.
Hillbilly relative math.
Yes.
Oh, I know. I kind of know what that was. It sort of relates to what I was asking earlier on. Like, how does it work for people when they marry, when the son marries the sister of the stepmother or and shit like that? Wasn't it all about that stuff?
Oh, yeah, and you try to figure out who's who in the relative math chain, and it gets confused. It's like algebra.
Yeah, like who somebody could actually become like their own uncle or something like that.
Well, yeah, like Bill's son. Because Bill's first marriage, his Bill Christensen spelled the right way.
Yeah.
His first marriage.
Were we allowed to tell? Wait, are we allowed to say this?
Yeah. Well, his first marriage, he produced 2 kids, right?
That's what we call it lovingly. We call it producing.
Producing, yeah. So whatever. Anyway. So now years later, he's been divorced. He remarries. He has another kid. Now, his kid's 7 years old now.
Yeah.
But I think Bill's son is like in his mid-20s. So
Okay.
would that be his uncle or his brother?
No,
or
it's his stepbrother.
stepbrother. But then, it's
No, I had that wrong. It's his half. It's his half
Half?
brother.
but half brother I don't know. It's all those that terminology for relatives. It's all weird.
Yeah, it is strange. Like we have people in the family who, the guy had same thing. The guy had a kid, and his kid grew up and had a kid at the same time as the first guy. So now, the grandson is the same age as his uncle.
Oh, that
So
hillbilly math.
that's got to be weird. Yeah. That's what that meant.
Excuse me.
I'm pretty sure we had funnier stuff to say about that.
I
We
know.
probably had some. We probably had some voices and.
Yeah, that was weeks ago, though.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't seen much of each other, Jerry. You've been busy getting ready for auto shows and getting all your meetings out of the way, and I was in
No, it's brutal
training.
up there.
I was in a couple press conferences. It's been hectic.
But we got to see some friends that we haven't seen all summer, like Randy McHale. Well, you've seen Randy. I haven't.
Yeah, it was good to
You got
see
to
him
see
again.
Frank.
Frank
Today you
Mojica,
got to see Frank.
and he was eating
And,
eating his lunch bar in my ear during break.
Like on purpose, leaning over to you.
No, he wasn't. He was just chewing, but the sound of Frank chewing was not exactly what I wanted to hear. Well, in my quiet, peaceful time.
Did it? Was it accompanied by little noises like
Yes.
this? Let me do an impression, like.
Yeah, yeah. There was lips.
Yeah.
There was lips. There was lip smacking going on.
No, but was there little like moans too, like? Meh.
No, he didn't have the moans going. That would have been even.
I would have.
That would have been even worse.
I know. I would have done that to you on purpose. I would have been going, yum, yum.
So, are you getting ready for your big party this weekend?
It's not my party. It's for me, but I'm not doing anything besides, well, all the little things I gotta do that require lifting and carrying and stuff like that.
I did look online today to see if I could get a kilt ordered in time to get delivered.
Well, and I would really hope that you wouldn't wear any underwear underneath it, so you can just go around and, like, by my mom and stuff, and
Yeah.
just sort of lean over and pick the ice up off the ground.
Well,
or some shit.
I was thinking a kilt and a
You know, the
and a
ice that
wife
fell out of
beater.
your cup because you're hammered.
Yeah. I have a feeling I will be hammered at your party, Jerry.
I hope it's not too hammered.
No, I'm not driving, so we're good. We've got a designated driver, so I'm going to be all right.
No, I'm not worried about the driving. I'm hoping you're not too hammered. To where you're, like, making a giant spectacle out of yourself.
Well, we've already talked about the slip and slide for the kids, and how
Yeah.
a couple of your friends and I are going to jump off of the roof in our banana hammocks and go on the slip and slide.
That sounds great, yeah.
You're looking.
You're gonna turn a nice, regular, everyday, barbecued wedding reception into a fucking Animal House party.
Yes. Project
I hope
X.
not, but I hope everybody will tune in next week to find out what happened and to find out how much bail we needed to pay.
Exactly. For Davin the drunk from Royal Oak.
Yeah, because the cops have been over here before,
Oh, they have.
just on a noise complaint because we had music too loud in their garage one time and they came in.
Oh, nice.
And as it turns out, it was a former bus boy who used to work with my daughter at a restaurant, and he's now a city police guy. So that was fun.
So you got off.
Here we go again.
Yes, I know. I'm getting ice for my drink.
You're running the blender again, are you?
Yep. Yes, indeed. So what else you got?
Well, I hope the listeners can hear you. I really don't have anything else. I'm just trying to think. Do we have anything to do with the Olympics? Do we have any Olympic stories?
Oh, let's see. Let me look through my show notes. You know what?
We knew that one guy, that one other swimmer guy, not the one that put the little suction bottles on his body, but the one who got caught lying about something.
The liar guy, yeah.
Yeah, he appears to be big in the news, and I've
Yeah.
really done my research because I don't care. I don't care what that guy did.
Well, here's the thing. He lost all his sponsorship because of that. And that's what pays
Yeah,
that's what pays for his Olympic training. So now he is grasping at fucking straws. He's talking to
Yeah.
The Bachelor. He's talking to Dancing with the Stars. He's going for anything he freaking can to start getting money so he can keep training for next Olympics.
Oh, are you kidding me? If he gets like on The Bachelor and Dancing with the Stars and stuff, he's not going back to the Olympics. He's just gonna ride that reality train until he makes enough money to retire.
Exactly. What an ass.
What did he do? He smashed something up or something like that? Like they smashed up a bar or some shit?
No, he I think he was overheard telling telling his mother on a phone call on a bus that they were robbed.
Yeah, that was some. No, they made an official robbery report, I thought.
Yeah, because they were past curfew or some bullshit, and they were all fucked up. Anyway, he's an idiot. What bugs me about the Olympics is, well, actually, it's the funny side of the Olympics, I should say, is these people train their entire lives for that moment to be there and be center stage and go for the gold and the glory, and it's like everything they've ever done for and tried for, and then like in track and field, you see the guy trip. Can you imagine your only chance and you fucking trip? Or
that's gotta suck.
Or that Russian or Ukrainian diver that got a 0 on her diving. Did you see that one?
I didn't hear about that one.
Oh, she did
I didn't.
You know how there's a belly flop? She did a back.
Oh yeah.
She did a back flop. It was that bad.
That's...
And they gave her a 0. They didn't even score it.
They should. How about the Japanese pole vaulter? You see that one?
No, I didn't. What happened there?
You know the little crossbar that they try and get over?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he knocked it off of its stand with his wang. I guess his junk came out or something and knocked the pole off of there when he was doing it.
Oh my God, that's gross. They're not really big over there. So.
I guess that he killed that stereotype, though, is what I heard.
Oh.
I didn't see it, but other people on the radio I was listening to were talking about it, and they were saying, "Oh no, that guy's not a stereotype at all."
Well, I do remember the opening ceremonies. All of the news talk stations were talking about that guy from Tobago or whatever it was that was all oiled up and shirtless, walking in the
I don't know that
entrance. Oh yeah, they were all over that.
I didn't watch one bit of the Olympics. I guess when I was checking to see on the new cable system where the channels were, I saw some Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't watch really any of it. And I used to kind of hate it when I was a kid, except for watching track and field. I like to watch that.
Some of
the rest of it.
Some of the sports are fucked up. It's like, how is that a goddamn sport? You know?
Badminton?
Well, that's just one of them. Some of them are like, okay, you're going to run, you're going to swim, you're going to do this, and then you're going to shoot at stuff.
Yeah, like that triathlon or whatever they call it. Because don't they have one where they run and then they bike and then they shoot and then they bike again and run or whatever?
And the Winter Olympics, they have one where they cross-country ski and then they do the same thing. It's like, how is this?
That might be what I'm thinking of. I don't know.
I think they need to bring back the old Olympic Games, kind of like Vegas Vacation or whatever, with the old stupid casino games, like war and shit like that. They need to bring back the wearing the full body armor and going out there and doing it, and all those Greek names, and do that shit.
So what you're telling me is you want me to go back and do like naked wrestling?
Yeah. That would
yes,
that would be interesting, Some of this shit is just like, really? This is a sport? I did like in the Olympics. I don't know if you saw this, but no, you just said you didn't watch any of it. But since it's in Rio, they had this outside area where they would do the pre-show stuff and the interviews, and it was out on the beach. It was on a deck. And they had this plexiglass table. And it's got to be like baking, just a giant magnifying glass. And I was watching they're interviewing, I don't remember, somebody about like stabbing or whatever that fucking sport is where they take the swords and they joust each other.
Oh, fencing.
Anyway, they were interviewing that guy. And
it's not called stabbing.
Stabbing stuff, yeah. The knife guy, yeah. So anyway, he leaned against that fucking table and he jumped back. You could see the pain on his face. It was great.
Right.
It's like, what production assistant came up with this fucking brilliant idea,
Yeah, some fried hand meat. It's terrible. I did like that it appeared that all of the women were wearing next to nothing in every single competition,
Oh, I know.
except for the burkini people, the girls from the Middle East wearing the burkinis.
The diving, because we would put it on at night, and I would just play my iPod, so we'd have it in the
Yeah.
background while we're shooting darts and stuff. The
Yep.
the beach volleyball is one of my favorites. Very
course.
very nice tight shorts. The other one was the diving, because the diving, it's like they do the dive, they show the girl, she's in her bikini, she does the bounce. The bounce before they hit the board is really cool. But then they do the dive and everything, and then they show them afterwards while the judges are trying to figure out what their score is, and they're walking to the shower and showering off, and then they're jumping in
Yeah.
the hot tub, and they're toweling themselves dry, and they must have kept the water really cold, because everyone that came out of that pool, nipples were freaking straight bingo out there.
I heard this,
And
I
that's
don't
the
know
ti-
if
and
you-
that's the
if you
tits.
noticed. that the Olympics are the tits, man. I heard this, and I don't know if you noticed it because you watched some of it. But
Okay.
did you flip back and forth between the CBC and the U.S. version,
No, I did not.
Canadian and U.S.? Well, I guess you probably would have wanted to, because I read online from friends of mine in Canada. They were talking about how the different on the border here in the United States, like us in Michigan, we can get the Canadian broadcasting shows, so we can watch either U.S. or Canadian programming. And I guess the U.S., they were trying not to show everybody's butts and stuff like that.
Yep, because we have the
They're trying
FCC.
to kind of we're trying to frame everything out and all that. But I guess in Canada, they're like, no, we're showing it because it's a sport, and you can't like crop all of the shots to try not to offend anybody. So in Canada, they were just rolling on whatever they wanted to.
There is a YouTube video out that's probably like 20 something minutes long of highlights of the Olympics, the hottest athletes, and it's
Yeah.
all slow motion footage of like girls doing a long jump and diving and beach volleyball and all that stuff that's got the awkwardness to it, and everyone's shaved. That's a good thing.
So you know what's going on.
Yeah,
That's
except-
how revealing this video is, you're saying?
Yes, you can tell if they're shaved or not. Let's put it that way. And it's on YouTube, so check it out. Something to do if you're a guy. Girls wouldn't like it. Girls would be like, "What? It's all crotch shots and asses,"
Yeah. I'm glad somebody took the time to compile that for the benefit of mankind.
I'll have to look who did it. It's probably Jerry Taylor.
No,
Produced
I wouldn't
by
take
Jerry Taylor.
Jerry Taylor Productions. I did produce a nipple piercing video once.
No way. Why am I
Yep.
just finding out about this, Jerry?
This was in the early aughts. I don't know, maybe 2004, 5, something like that.
Okay.
And it was a project called Pierce Factor. and it wasn't mine, but I agreed to shoot on it for a trip to Atlantic City.
Okay.
So
You did a nipple.
we went to Atlantic City. Yeah, we went to Atlantic City, and these guys that wanted the video made were they would hold they would get the VIP area,
Uh-huh.
and they would allow girls into the VIP area if they agreed to have their nipples pierced on video and sign the waiver
Oh boy.
for that. So I spent like 2 nights at the bar from like 10 o'clock until they stay open in Atlantic City, so it was like 10 o'clock at night until 3 or 4 in the morning
That'd be a cool
in the
gig.
crazy bars, just shooting people getting their nipples pierced and other things too. I couldn't believe that they would strip down completely naked to get their labia pierced and agree to have it be broadcast on video for the whole world to see.
I have never been with a woman that had that done.
Me neither.
Now, what about the tongue piercing?
I was going to say, I've been with hundreds of women who, when they had it done,
Okay.
they did some tongue piercing too. I hate that one. I would actually frame the shot and look away when they push the needle through the tongues.
So is the Billy Joel any different once they get their tongue pierced?
I don't know.
Okay, you haven't experienced that portion of it.
No. Are you kidding me?
You're married.
When
You're
I was
married.
when I was young enough to be out dating the dating scene, there wasn't much of that going on. They were younger than we were.
Well, that and back when we were young,
So
if you had your tongue pierced, you were a fucking dirtbag, you know?
right, you were a fucking freak. You were not the tits and you were not the shit. You were a freak.
Yep. Definitely not the shit.
But it
Oh,
was shit. Guess I think it's time to go.
you think so? Yeah, we're running out of stuff. Sorry. We're not really as energetic as I thought we'd be, but it's been a rough week.
It has been a rough week, but I hope everybody enjoyed this saving skunks and Athens stories and Olympic sexuality and whatnot. We're actually, come on, we're not doing bad. We're 5 minutes over our standard time because if you remember, our standard time is 40 minutes.
Yep.
People used to complain about them being too long, but 40 minutes was our target, and we're 5 over, so we got a whole show out of it. It didn't drag.
That's true.
We just didn't do any funny voices or have any super hilarious fairy wings and Asian baby jokes.
You did try to bring up midgets, I thought, or somebody small.
No, not on purpose.
No.
I made a reference to Asian babies because we have an episode called, what was it? Davin wants to get hit with an Asian
baby, yep.
Yeah, because if you're on an airplane and the baby's not wearing a seatbelt, which none of them do, and you hit massive turbulence and the baby flies across the room and hits another passenger in the head, Davin says he would like it to be a cute, cuddly Asian baby because it would hurt less.
That's true.
Which is just cracking me up because it makes no sense.
Hey,
Asian babies are softer.
they're cute. There's some American babies that are just freaking ugly as shit. It's like,
I know.
obviously you take after your dad, because yeah.
And we always have to pretend that they're cute.
Oh,
Like, how about the newborn ones whose heads look like giant raisins, like those little monsters from Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. So you got the raisin head baby that you're standing by, and you're supposed to go, oh, it's so cute.
I was behind a car today that was driving super freaking slow on the way home from work, and I'm like, this guy's an asshole. And I pull up next to him, and I'm in the left turn lane, and he slowly comes up next to me, and he's got his wife in the car, and they've got a brand new newborn baby, and the wife is turning around going, gaga, goo, goo, and the baby's clapping and shit, and I'm thinking, that's fucking cute.
You thought it angrily. You thought that.
Because I'm like, that fucking asshole was slowing me down for the last mile, and it's hard to get mad at him when he's got a little baby out. But you notice they don't have the stupid baby on board signs? Like, that was supposed to keep people from driving like assholes. That didn't work. That didn't work.
No, they just got rid of the signs. I had a douchebag driver do you remember when we were talking about people acting cool?
Mm-hmm.
I had one of those just the other day coming home from work, and he was sort of acting so cool with the giant super kicker in his car, blasting out the music,
Yeah.
and kind of maybe dancing around in his car and not paying enough attention, and he was drifting towards my lane, into the lane, and I was just driving fast to pass him, and we came close, right?
Yeah.
But when I got next to him, he wasn't like close enough for me to worry that he was going to hit me.
Right.
But this was beautiful. The instant that he realized he was too far over, I was next to him. He turned his head and he jumped back in shock.
There's a guy there. Oh my God, he's bald. It's Jerry.
Right. He gave a full-on holy fuck kind of moment, and I'm just laughing, going, "That's what you get for being a dipshit." And, the whole freaking thumping music like crazy.
Oh yeah, they're on their phones and they're doing all that other shit. Stupid.
Yeah, you don't have to share your music with me on the road like that.
No.
It's plenty loud enough for you to hear it. You don't have to have everybody else in the entire place hear it, or the entire road around you. Stop it,
assholes, douchebags.
I know. Like I'm not an old man. Stop it. Just
stop it, dude. You roll down your window, dude. You're not the shit.
You are not the shit, douchebag. And at the same time, you are a piece of shit. You're the worst. You're the lowest shit.
So up your
So drive
wazoo,
straight,
buddy.
Turn on your radio.
Up your wazoo there, buddy.
Yeah, up your wazoo. I hope you're listening to the show right now and you remember it was you. Because that was me.
Nice.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the You Name It Show. Brought to you by Whammo!
Whammo. Papa Wheelie, guys. Have a good one. We'll catch you next week.
See ya.